Hi everyone, and welcome to another Yogatōn. This will be a 30-minute yoga and Pilates based workout. Optional props, if you want, you can use a unweighted stability ball, a Pilates ball, or if you have a yoga block or just a small couch cushion, you could use that in lieu of like a throw pillow. I've got a resistance band. This is medium resistance. And I've got two 5-pound dumbbells. You could certainly use less. You don't need to use any weight, and you could work your way up. I don't think you'd want to use more than this today, but you decide what is best for you. All right, so let's take a deep inhale. Extend those arms upwards. As you exhale, bring your hands down. Bring them around your waist. You can either wrap your hands around your waist or bring your fingertips up your back or down your back, whatever is more comfortable to you. Standing with your feet hips distance apart, we're going to press our hips forward as you contract your gluteals, contract your quadriceps, pull your shoulder blades back, pull your elbows together, open your chest towards the ceiling, just getting a little bit of a back bend. Take a deep breath, expanding the chest. Next time you inhale, come up, forward fold, letting the head go, grabbing hold of opposite elbows, and just giving a little shake. Balancing out any kinks really gently. Release the arms and maybe swing, maybe rotate. Do what feels good. Maybe bend your knees, maybe straighten them. Up to you. And then bend your knees deeply, let your hips drop, and let's roll all the way up your spine. Good. Stepping to the top of the mat. Hands at heart center. Finding a spot to focus on in front of you. On your next inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back release. Step the right foot back, coming to a lunge. So front knee is bent. Left knee over left ankle, pressing back through the right heel. Extending that left arm up to the ceiling, and then just make a couple circles with that arm. Big circles, loosening up that shoulder. And go ahead and place that hand down on the mat. Step the left foot back. Dropping to knees, lowering down to the mat, and then pressing up into a cobra. Curling toes under, press back, down dog. Separate your feet and go ahead and bend your knees into a deep squat, and then press back up. Bend the knees and lengthen, and bend and lengthen. Good. Step those feet back together. Extend the right leg up, hinge forward, and kick it back up. And again, hinging forward and extend, hinge forward and extend. This time planting that foot, coming up into a lunge, extending those arms, pulling the hands down like you're pulling a lat bar down. So creating your own tension, your own resistance. 3 times. Good. Bringing the hands back behind you, pressing into a power lunge. So you're hinging forward, squeezing shoulder blades together. And then when you're ready, press yourself up onto your right leg. Left leg comes up. And then go ahead and grab that left shin, hugging it into your chest. Maybe rolling the ankle one direction. Maybe rolling the ankle the other direction. Cross that leg across the thigh, sitting down into a standing pigeon stretch, figure 4. So that elbow can be pressing against the thigh, preferably not the knee. Taking a breath here, opening the hip. And then stepping that foot down. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Left foot steps back this time, coming to that lunge. So again, knee over ankle. We never want to track our knee out over our toes when we're in this posture. Keeping the left hand planted, turning to the right, extending that right arm and making some circles. We're just loosening up the shoulder joints here. Good, placing that hand down, stepping that foot back, coming down to knees, lowering all the way down to the mat, pressing up to your cobra. Curling toes under, pushing up and back. Downward facing dog for some squats again, so bending the knees, extending the legs, bending the knees, and extend 2 more times. Last one. Walking those feet back together, extend the left leg up, hinging forward, coming out over hands, and kick it back up. 2 more times. Last time. This time planting that foot down, rising up into a high lunge. Again, knee over ankle, arms extend up, and pulling down for 3, for 2, for 1. Bringing those hands back behind you as you come into a power lunge, pushing through that right heel, seeing if you can lengthen that leg with a deep bend in the front knee. When you're ready, launching onto the left foot, leg comes up. Once you're stable, go ahead and grab hold of that shin, rolling the ankle. Standing tall, try not to lean back. And then when you're ready, crossing that left ankle, right ankle rather, across the left thigh, sitting down into your figure 4. Left knee is bent, pressing the elbow gently against the right thigh. And placing that foot down, deep inhale up, and exhale. Good, I believe last time we did some chair posture with the breath of fire, where we exhale and pull our hands back towards us. I did it without weights. I want to do it with weights. So I am going to use the 5-pound. This is probably a little bit more than you need. You can certainly use less, or again, if you don't want to use any, you can go without. I was just deciding to only use one set of weights today. So find your way down into your chair pose. I'm going to bring those weights up by my shoulders. Doesn't really matter. You can decide what's more comfortable as we move through this, if you want to have your palms turned inward or flat. See what works best. Pull the belly button in, so sit nice and low. What's important in this is that we always come back to here, and that we always find that full standing position. We're going to pull these hands back, where we're contracting the glutes. We don't want to be doing like halfway, right? We want to come all the way down into chair, all the way back up. Okay, so sitting into our chair, take an inhale. Exhale, stand up on a inhale, inhale, 3 more. Good, coming down into that chair, extend those arms back behind us, palms facing up, and let's press up towards the ceiling. So you're squeezing shoulder blades together and you're pulsing up, 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 up. Turn the palms together, squeeze in. Good, keep the belly button in, chest is lifted. Can you sink any lower? Pulse up again, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeeze together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, coming all the way up. Step those feet out. So toes are turned out. We're trying, as we squat down, to have knees tracking out over ankles, not coming forward. It's really important when you do these pliés or squats, is that you not come forward. If you come forward, you're going to put that weight in your knees, and you're not going to be working your glutes. We want to sit down and back. And for me, my hips tend to be quite tight, so I actively have to press outwards to try to make that happen as well. And we want to try to be standing nice and tall. So we're going to add some movement in with our pliés. This is sort of very bar inspired, but let's see if we can just get the legs going, right? So we're going to bend down, staying nice and straight and tall. Squeeze back up, again, really squeezing the glutes at the top. Coming down and squeezing up. Staying nice and lifted through the chest. Hips push back slightly. Good. Now we're going to add the arms. We're going to curl up and release down. Curl up. So we're not hugging the elbows to the rib cage. That's kind of cheating. But they're not way out here either, right? They're close to the body. Nice and slow. And 3. And 2. Last one. Transition this up. We're going to press up, pull down. Squeeze up, pull down. Good. Nice and controlled. If it becomes too much, you can put the weights down. I almost said drop the weights. Maybe don't drop the weights. Or you can just grab a lighter set. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hammer curls. So we're gonna curl up to our shoulders just like we did a moment ago, but this time palms are facing towards one another. Keep breathing. I find the exhale is helpful on the way up. As long as you're breathing, it doesn't super matter. You usually want to exhale when you're doing the exertion. For 3, for 2. Last one, this time palms stay facing one another, pressing up. 9, doing approximately 10 of each of these. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good. Come down and hold it. Just going to come over and do some bicep curls. So you can put the opposite hand on the hip. You could put the weight down if you want. And we're just going to curl up, up. So we're slightly leaning into it. Squatting nice and low. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. I'm going to shift. You can just switch hands. If you put one weight down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Carefully bring those weights to the floor, and you can just stay down there, letting the head go. Grabbing hold of ankles, elbows go wide, pulling the crown of the head down. Taking a breath. And then bending the knees, rolling yourself up. Step the feet together. Okay, bend your knees to come down and just pick those weights up. We're going to move them out of the way for now. Take an inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Step either foot back, followed by the other, coming to plank. I'm going to have you tap opposite shoulder. So you lift a hand up and tap, and tap, and tap. So we're trying to stay stable through our low body, which is particularly challenging as the weight shifts to that hand. And 3, and 2. Last one. Press up to down dog. Press those heels down towards the mat. So roll your shoulders down and back when you're in your down dog. Slight bend of the elbows so you're not pressing your chest towards your legs. That puts a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Think about lifting your sit bones up to the sky. Release your head. From here, come out into plank. So inhale, come to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, chaturanga, coming all the way down to the mat. Good. Just move these things so they're not in my way. We are going to use our low back here, contracting our gluteal muscles and our abdominal muscles to lift our chest, our arms, and our head off the mat. Option to lift the legs. You do not need to. See if you can squeeze the legs together. Reaching your arms out overhead and pull back. Recurring theme. Stretch out and pull. It's that same sort of lat pull down shape. If it's too much with the legs lifted, you can put them down. 4, 3, 2, last one, bring them down, press into it, press yourself up to a cobra. In your cobra, make sure your shoulders are down, elbows are back, contracting the glutes. Taking a breath. Releasing that down, push up and back, find child's pose for a moment. Let the head find the mat, reaching the arms forward. coming on back out. We're gonna come to a forearm plank. So forearms on the mat. You can make fists or you can have flat palms. If you need to, you can always drop down to knees. It's better to be on knees than to be sinking, right? So when you're ready, pop yourself up on those toes, pull the belly button in. You are parallel to the floor. Your breath really helps you here. Encourage a Pilates breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through pursed lips. That's going to contract your abdominals. We're going to jog our knees. Drop one knee and the other knee. Bend and stretch, and bend and stretch. So notice my back is stable, my glutes are stable. I'm just moving my knees and my legs, using that core. Come back up. Drop both knees down and squeeze up. Drop down and up. Release and squeeze. Drop and squeeze. Again, the upper part of our body staying stable. Lower part of the body is doing the moving. And 3 and 2. Last one and a twist. We're going to drop hip to the floor, hip to the floor. Drop and twist. So still, my head and shoulders and upper back are pretty stable. And yet, our lower body is doing a fair amount of moving. And 3 and 2. Last one. Press up here to a sort of dolphin shape. Press the heels to the mat. Shoulders are working hard still, it's not a break. Now drop down to knees. Let those arms come beside you as you release in child's pose. Now it is a break. Take a breath. Breathe into the ribs, let it go. Roll yourself on up. Great. Coming down onto your back. Take your ball. So we're going to do sort of similar to crisscross in Pilates, but we're going to use the ball for just a little something extra. So bring the knees up to tabletop. So knees are over hips, toes pointing out. Pull that belly button in. Ball comes to both hands. We're going to lift the head and shoulders as we pull one knee, and we're going to press the ball against the thigh and the thigh against the ball, so there's resistance. And we're really extending that opposite leg. And then we switch. And switch. Using that Pilates breath, exhaling, exhaling. So the breath sounds a bit silly. I realize that. But the breath is what's really working those deep transversus abs in Pilates type moves. If you are breathing just normally, that's fine because you need the oxygen, but that is working those deep abdominal muscles. And do one more cycle and release. Keep the ball handy. You're going to use it again, but go ahead and grab that resistance band if you're using it. If you're not, that's fine. You can just use your own body's resistance. So pull that up over your thighs. Feet come together, palms on the mat, shoulders down and back, belly in. Feet are fairly close to you. So legs start together. We're going to lift up, spread the legs like a frog, release them back and down. Lift up, squeeze open, and down. Good. Keep going like this. So it's fairly controlled. Coming up to like a yoga bridge posture, opening out and back down. Keep it up. Squeeze up, open. I mean, you could really do like millions of these. I think the last time we did quite a lot, so I'm not going to do quite as many this time, but they're still good to do a few. 3 and 2. Last one. And release. Good. Roll this onto your side. Doesn't matter which side you do first. So knees right in front of your hips, toes together. Same kind of movement from here. We're just going to clamshell open and release. Open. Good. Let's do 20 of these. That's 3. So as you get stronger, if you want to increase the resistance, you can. I think I pointed out last time that one of my legs is a lot stronger than the other because of my hip shape. We're going to call that 10, 9, and that might happen for you too. One side might be stronger. Work with the same resistance, but just noticing that. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're going to do this horrible side push-ups from here. So that hand is in front of you. Take the bottom hand, wrap it around you, just or the arm to get it out of your way. We're going to do 10. Pressing up as you exhale for 10, 9, 8. Trying to keep the legs down. You'll notice my love to bounce up. That gets a bit less as you get stronger. 4, 3, 2. Last one, come up, and what I want you to notice is just notice where that's working. It's this tricep back here that, like, if you wave your arms, that tends to flap. You'll notice that's working there. So that's what we're targeting. Okay, spin yourself around or roll over, either way. I'm gonna spin around so you can see me. Again, knees out from your hips, and we're just gonna open up. See, this one's so much harder for me. But we want to work with the same resistance, even if one side, one arm is stronger or weaker than the other. You don't want to use a heavier weight because you'll just continue to keep that side stronger. So work in the same weight. For me, I cheat a little bit because I want to really get that full movement, so I give it a little help at the end to help with that flexibility. I say cheating, it's not really cheating. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Let that bottom arm wrap around you. Front hand pops in front of you. And if you can't do 10 of these, just do what you can do. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm going to spare you regular push-ups today. How's that? Just going to do these. 3, 2. Last one. Good. Just checking my time. All right. Yes, you can pull this band off. You're going to come back down to your back. Grab the ball again. Bring the ball between your ankles. We're going to come over. So you're going to have an option here. You can either just lift up and lower, or we're going to do Pilates rollovers. So if you're able to do those, you lift up, you bring the legs over. Now Pilates rollovers, you open your legs here, but obviously we can't do that with the ball. So we're just going to roll right back down from where we are. If you can't get up and over, that's fine. Just work in this lift. Okay? We'll do 10. Rolling over. You don't need to touch the floor. In fact, sometimes it's better for your neck if you don't. Pull the belly button in. Roll all the way down. The whole thing is very controlled. Lifting up. In the Pilates rollover, there's actually a little bit more momentum here. And we're eliminating that momentum. Inhale, use the exhale to get over. Inhale, use the exhale to roll down. I'm pointing and flexing my feet. That's optional if you want to. I'm pointing to roll up and over, and then I'm flexing to roll back down. Just a little extra. 5 more. Inhale, exhale over. Inhale, slowly exhale on the way down. Try not to lift your upper body. I see that sometimes, whereas the lower body comes down, the upper body wants to go with it. Try to keep your upper body down. Let's do 3 more. Over. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. I'm really bad at counting, aren't I? I don't like doing timing though, because I just have to look so much at the clock. And at the end of the day, we want to be as even as possible, but the numbers don't super matter. The more the better usually, right? Okay, keep the ball where it is. Bring yourself up. Boat pose. modified boat pose, right? Navasana. So we're gonna come here from boat pose. Try and keep the ball between our legs. If it flies away, it's okay. If you're using a foam or a cork yoga block, that's fine. If you're using a small pillow, that's fine. If you're using nothing, that's fine. You don't want to use anything heavy. So like if you get a volleyball, that might work. Like a basketball would be too heavy. So sitting tall, belly button in, chest lifted. We're gonna come out to Ardha Navasana, and then we're gonna squeeze back up. Inhale, coming out. 5 more. Inhale, squeeze up. Inhale, squeeze up. And 3. And 2. Last one, let's come and hold down here for a moment. Belly in, chest lifted. Raise the arms up overhead. Bring them back around. Pump them, 100 style. 1 more. And release that down. Place the ball down. Give yourself a hug. And a rock. Deep breath in. Let it go. Roll yourself up. Grab the weights, so you can either grab one or grab both. Just gonna do a little twisting, working our obliques. So you decide how much weight you want to use. Whatever size weight you're using, you can just use one of them or you can use both. We're gonna hinge back. You still got that ball. Go ahead and take that ball and squeeze in, working the inner thighs from here. Balancing the ball, we're gonna twist back to center and twist, center. Exhale, center. So we're not coming up, we stay hinged back as we twist, elbow towards the floor. And 3, and 2. Last one. Back to center, pull yourself up. Place those balls down, or those weights down rather. Spin yourself around. Coming back up to plank. Lift one leg off the floor and just pulse it up, up, up. So nice squeeze glute, and we're not arching the back here. So it's not a giant kick. 3, 2, and 1. Switch legs. It's a lift. So you're really using the muscles, not moving too fast because we don't want to have momentum take over. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lowering all the way down to the mat. Bringing the hands back behind you, shooting them behind you, actually grabbing hold of them if you want to get a nice stretch to the back here. Lifting up, arms and legs. Lifting off the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathing. Option here if you want to transition, bending the legs, grabbing hold of the ankles. Optional bow pose, lifting the knees up, lifting the chest and shoulders. 3, and 2. Last one, release that. Press into the hands, push up and back. Sitting on your heels in child's pose. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Take a deep inhale. Laterally bend to the side. Inhale up and over to the other side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to your heart. And you're done. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.